video clip I will show you how to determine whether you have a kurtosis in your data using SPSS software, and to explore this data and to determine whether your data are normally distributed or not. So here on the left column I have data, and I want to explore this data to see whether it is normally distributed or not, and whether there is kurtosis in it or not. I'm going to show you 3 ways to do it in SPSS. If we go and click on Analyze and then scroll to Descriptive Statistic, then hit the button for, or the icon for, frequencies, and then we're going to transfer the data I have here into the variables. And then when I click on statistics, I'm going to select few things. One of them is the mean, the median, the mood in the central tendency, and then the distribution I need to check the, put a check mark, tick the kurtosis, get also standard deviation, a standard error of the mean, and hit the button for continue. If I click on the charts, I'm going to need to look at the data through looking at histogram and then examining the curve. So tick this and tick histogram, and then click on continue. Click on format. In the format I'm not going to change anything in this window, so we keep it as it is. So click continue. And the style, we're not going to do any changes. Here there is a box or an icon, small box, say displays a frequency table. I'm going to uncheck that. There is no need to look at the data in a frequency table. So if I hit the button for OK, SPSS will generate a table. In that table shows that you have we have 44 entries or scores. Nothing is missing. Is the mean for it, the median, and the mood. It worked out the kurtosis and it's found to be 1.2, and then standard error of that kurtosis. And 1.2 is further away from 0, so that indicates that there is kurtosis in these data and the distribution of this data, so that that indicate that this data is not normally distributed. If we look at the histogram of this data, we can see that the curve is really pointy. The data are pointy, so this is, there is a positive kurtosis here. So this is one of the way to examine the data. Another way is to click on Analyze, Descriptive, and then go for this again. Click on the descriptive icon. We're going to transfer the data into the variable, and then if we click on options, it will give you some other options to select from: mean, standard deviation, maximum, minimum, and then distribution. Click on the icon for kurtosis and then hit the button for continue. If we click also in style, we are not going to do any changes, and then we just click on the button for OK. SPSS will generate a table showing that you have 44 scores, the mean for it, and then it worked out the kurtosis to find out to be 1.2, and the standard error of kurtosis is 0.7. A third way also, again, descriptive, explore. In the explore window, transfer the data into the dependent list. Click on the statistics. Not going to do any changes, just hit the button for continue. In the plot one, we're going to untick stem and tick the histogram, and also we're going to look at the normality plot with tests to see whether this data are normally distributed or not. If we click on options, we're not going to do any changes. Plot, we have already done that. And then here in the display, statistics and plot, we're going to look for both. If we click the button for OK, the SPSS will generate few tables. Again, The descriptive table will give us a mean, a median, range and minimum, and also kurtosis. Again, it worked out the kurtosis mathematically and calculations, and worked out also the normality. Again, as we can see here, using these two tests, these data are not normally distributed by looking at the p-value here, and I have a separate video clip describing normality test in SPSS. Again, the SPSS will generate a diagram, histogram diagram or chart, and as we can see here, we have the data, and we see a peak here, and there is no curve. But if we want to insert a curve, we just double click on this picture and then scroll to elements, scroll to show distribution curve, and then close this, and then we have here a curve. So this histogram shows that these data are positively, and there is positive kurtosis at its pointy or peaky. Okay, this is the 3 ways how to get the value for the distribution of your data, whether there is kurtosis in it or not, through analyze, then descriptive statistics. Either you choose frequency, descriptive, or explore.